Neon lights, neon lights. Stay dancing with my demons, do the dash me out of sight. Run it up, secure the bag.
Hello and welcome to the SoulInsights podcast. I'm Kyle and Loxton, joined by
Kyle.
And we're going to be doing a Phobias.
Stupid and weird phobias, basically. That's what mine are. So
we found some
I think
random ones.
I've gone for the more funny and weird ones, and you've gone for the more normal ones, haven't you?
I've got
really?
some that are you would recognise, and then some that we could probably spark a conversation about, to be honest.
Cool. Right, music rack.
Music recommendations, go to the SI Pod playlist on Spotify. It is Jerry Cinnamon, Where We're Going.
Yeah.
It's like an indie band sort of music, so I don't think it's your sort of vibe, but it's good though.
Good. Okay,
and
fair enough.
Podcast recommendation, there's a proper belters podcast, what's it called? Playlist on Spotify.
Right.
It's called Proper Belters, and you should have a
then.
look at that. If you like that indie band music.
Oh, okay.
So I just thought I'd just play. Why not?
Right.
TV, film, game.
Yeah, game. Obviously, Last of Us.
The Last of Us. Or you could.
I'm going to say it every week.
Fair enough.
Because, so, jokes. It's recently come out on PlayStation. It was out on PC and Xbox before. But it is Power Wash Simulator.
You played that, haven't you?
I have, yeah. I briefly played it at Ashley's. It was jokes, to be honest. Lawn Mowing Simulator is better, but it was jokes.
What's the plat like, do you reckon?
Impossible, probably.
Power wash for like 20 billion hours.
I can see how people get like engrossed into it, to be honest. Yeah. Like, it's just like satisfying more
it's
than
like Sims,
anything.
though, isn't it? Like, people get into Sims. You're just watching people walking around a house, aren't you?
Exactly. And in this one, at least you're washing the stuff yourself.
It's probably the satisfaction of like cleaning something, isn't it? That's not yours.
Right, TV. No film this week. TV, Last of Us. Obviously, like we're going to be doing every week, aren't we? I don't think there was anything else to recommend.
Okay.
So,
I think there was another TV. I'll have to mention it to you. I think it will come to mind, but maybe you can mention it next week. But there is another Korean program that's like really high rated. I think actually well made, like the Squid Games. But I've got to try and think of it. But
it's not Alice in Borderland, is it? The one that I've already said.
No.
Okay.
I heard it on a different podcast, and I was like, oh, actually, I should mention that to you, because I think you'd like it. But maybe next episode.
That's right then.
Last of Us, episode 3, mate. What do you think?
What
was episode 3?
I
remember. Yeah.
There's controversy behind it.
Mm-hmm.
For the specific reason, people aren't necessarily going into the fact that they hate it.
Different.
It was different. It wasn't really the Last of Us vibes, was it? Because of what it was. It would have. I've seen quite a lot of people actually say it would have made a good standalone thing.
Mm-hmm. It was like a short film within a series,
exactly.
wasn't it? To be
so
honest.
it was. The acting was good. Mm-hmm. The whole thought behind it was good, and like the whole thing of spoilers. Love can happen in an apocalyptic world, so it doesn't matter what's happening around you. There's still those little moments, like you can still have like relationships with people, and you can still be there for one another, even in the middle of all the shit that's going on. I'm not going to say the reason why a lot of people hated it. If you go on comments of things, then you'll see in the comments why people don't like it, and why people are saying other people aren't going to like it, which I'm not going to say it makes sense, but
what I said to you was it was good. Like, I think the director said he wrote it to give you two aspects of what his character was like. And I think, like, the game, because it's more of a game...
It has to be interactive.
Yeah, you're just going to go around killing zombies, picking up scissors. I remember someone saying, like, little scrap parts. And, like, if you saw that that'd be terrible.
Yeah.
So I think, I do think the zombie killing will be all right, but after a while, it will get a bit tiresome.
Yeah, so you need some backstory.
Yeah.
But that goes into the whole thing of, like, the letter he left. It helps Joel and Ellie build the relationship, I think.
I know what people miss, though, is Ellie and Bill's the character, I'm going to have to say that, but the dialogue between them in the game is banter. So they missed out on that little nugget
so they didn't actually meet each other, did they?
Yeah, and that's jokes, but I think that's what annoyed people, because that is actually quite funny.
But in the game, did Joel know Bill before he went there, before he had to sneak past all the traps and all that?
Yes, because he said in the game, I don't know how much we spoil. I don't know. When you get the battery...
spoilers for everything.
Well, when you get the battery for the truck, I think Bill says, "Are we even now?" So I don't know what it was that Joel did was a favour. I'm not too sure. I don't know if they say that, but he does say it just before you go, I think, saying like, or just Joel say, one of them says, I think, "Are we even now?" And then they go. But obviously, how they leave is the zombies are chasing them, and Ellie drives them out of there, isn't it? And then obviously in this one, they just come in and get the truck. There's the keys.
Yeah.
Don't come into the. Yeah, and then obviously.
Yeah, obviously we've said spoilers, so if anybody's annoyed, then it's their own fault.
I thought it was all right. Like you said, it's not my sort of thing. I wouldn't watch, but like as a whole part of the series is fair enough.
It does add to the series. But
it's
I
a good
can see
acting,
why
to be
people, as I said, I can see why people wouldn't like it for the fact that if they've signed up to watch something about an apocalyptic world with zombies and things,
you don't even see zombies.
That's
in that,
not anything to do with it. That's not like it's taken away from it quite a lot, isn't it? You do see the odd ones because it's showing off Bill's traps and that.
And then the Raiders as well actually shows them because I think in the series I don't think it showed Raiders yet. So that was the first time you've seen them. Yeah. So what I think now, the next episode is going to be interesting because this is where they might introduce Raiders because how they leave the truck, isn't it? Do you remember that in the game?
No, I can't honestly.
They get like fucked,
right?
Like in the truck, like they go to an area where they shouldn't go through, but obviously the highway's blocked, so they have to take another road through this town. But they didn't know it was full of Raiders, so the Raiders throw like. And that's what happens.
So that's probably spoilers for episode 4 because that's probably what's going to happen.
Well, that's what happens in the game. So it'd be interesting to see how close it sticks to that.
See what actually happens.
Because like at the minute, it's kind of both episodes have ended the same way the game has left you, but it's different way how you've got to that ending.
Yeah,
so it'd be
which makes sense.
I think they're going to focus more on zombies rather than Raiders. Personally, I think. But
yeah, because it's all about the fungus and that spreading.
So it'd be interesting to see, and the bloater as well. Fun fact, actually. The person who made it, do you know how they got the sound effect for a bloater? You know, the big zombie?
Yeah.
It's a baby.
Good.
They lowered the octaves and everything, and the baby's screaming.
And on that note, we'll go on to the next thing.
How cool is that? Dictionary of Obscure Sorrows.
There we go. Get your word out from the book of whatever he's called.
So,
John Koenig.
By John Koenig. Chapter 1, Between Living and Dreaming, Seeing the World as It Is and the World as It Could Be. And this word is called loose left.
Okay.
So it's easy enough, is it?
Yeah.
Feeling a sense of loss upon finishing a good book, sensing the weight of the back cover, locking away the lives of characters you've gotten to know so well. So I know you don't into the books, are you? But I guess if you finish, again, with Last of Us, maybe a game or a series, once you finished it, you've kind of connected with those characters and you know it's over.
Yeah.
So it's that sense of loss because you've grown quite close to the characters.
But The Last of Us isn't over.
We know Last of Us 2, sense of loss, because you actually connected quite well with one character and
and you didn't want the other character in the game, did you?
So I mean that makes sense. I mean he's
does,
chosen a book because a book's longer because obviously you can get in if you obviously like reading books, but you can probably get into a novel. But it's same with a gaming series. I would say you can.
Well, same with everything, yeah.
I mean, especially zombie apocalypse series like Walking Dead or something. You probably connect to a character, and all of a sudden they're getting the red smashed in.
Game of Thrones.
Good.
You connect with a character, and the next episode they fucking die.
Yeah, exactly.
Even though it's a main character, and you're just like,
and it's a made-up character.
Why did that happen?
But you still experience this weird bit of loss because you actually quite like that character. So.
Yeah, fair enough.
Pretty cool feeling.
Right.
So, cocktail, isn't it?
Cocktail of the month. I can't remember what order we did this in last time, so we're adding it in now.
So whilst I'm searching this one, do you want to say the other edition that we might be doing?
We've got some Gandhi book, which I can't remember what it's called, but it's basically jokes, sexual, weird cocktails. So we probably can't really try them because there's some strange actions and things included with some of them. So he'll
just some jokes ones,
read out what the thing actually is and then a little description about it. So we'll do that every now and then. So again, once a month, but it'll be at some random point during the month, we say.
Yeah.
So in a random episode. So
this one we might try hopefully throughout the month.
We don't have the ingredients as it stands.
The bottles as this point, but we will try it to be fair. And it's called Corpse Reviver number 2. So it's been a remodified sort of ingredient sort of thing. It's called This Pick Me Up features gin, Lily Blanc, a French aperitif, is it? You're probably better at the drinks names than me. I'm terrible with drinks names, obviously. Orange liqueur and a fresh lemon juice. That delicately balanced combination is rolled out in equal parts, shaken with ice and served in a glass that has been rinsed with absinthe, a technique that adds aromatics and only a hint of anise flavour to the drink. The result is tart, cold and refreshing, precisely what you need to start the day or the evening if you prefer to consume your liquor when the sun's down. The corpse survivor number 2 belongs to a family of pre-prohibition cocktails that were consumed for the chief purpose of rousing the drinker from the dead. In other words, they were meant to cure hangovers, increase vigor, and otherwise improve one's morning. But they said if you can take more than 4, the corpse is unrevived. It's pretty cool, isn't it?
I mean, once you're a corpse, you should stay a corpse, to be honest.
So, we'll just say like the measurements, yeah? Like it's all 1 ounce. So 1 ounce Lily Blanc, 1 ounce Cointreau, 1 ounce fresh lemon juice, 1 ounce dry gin. It says here 1 dash absinthe, I guess, to rinse the glass at the start. And then orange peel, I guess, is like a garnish thing. So it's pretty cool. I mean, it changed. It started off with some other ingredients, but they've twisted it now, I think. So, and it's gone down this way now.
Fair enough.
We'll have to try it. Like I said, absinthe is dirty. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, but as you said, it's got the anise flavour, which is nice.
So we can give it a go, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm going to be quite like you said to you, it's going to be quite a strong drink, I think.
I will give it a go sometime. We'll just down the bottle of absinthe and see what happens.
Yeah, exactly. Prague, isn't it? So, did we try it? When we go back to Prague, we'll have to. Okay. So there we go. That's the corpse survivor number 2.
Yeah. Right. On to the main topic then.
Main topic, weird phobias.
Weird.
Is it weird? Or just unusual? I don't know if you can like say weird.
Peculiar phobias. Yeah.
Interesting. Yes.
Interesting. There you go. That's the one.
Well, maybe interesting. Someone's a bit like, that's not interesting. That's just like, what is that?
Interesting and peculiar phobias.
Okay.
So we'll go with that, yeah. So I've got more, so I'm going to start.
Okay, yeah.
So we're going to absolutely butcher how you say these, because some of them are mad.
Mm-hmm.
So ergophobia is a fear of work. I know quite a lot of people at my job must have that, because the amount that they do is shambles.
Well, the sickness record is just a Bible at this rate.
I mean, some people are, never there, basically. But, so imagine you just fear of work, so you never get anything done.
But then, is that a fear of work that you don't want to do, or just a fear of work?
A fear of work. So if there's something to do, essentially, you're scared of it.
Sloth life.
Exactly.
I don't know. I wouldn't have that.
No.
I mean, you don't particularly want to do the work that you're not chosen to do, is it?
Essentially,
fear of it.
You're getting paid to do it, so you just do it.
Yeah, exactly. You've got some sort of like motive to do something, haven't you?
Yeah. So money is the motive. Good little lyric.
I don't know. Yeah, money is the motive.
Anyway, yeah. So go on then. You go.
Cash rules everything around. And
just
anoptophobia, I think is fear of staying single.
I saw that one, yeah. So I've actually got that one, so carry it. Yeah, so
okay.
But I've got extra, so.
In most cases, single humans want to be in a relationship and are worried about staying single forever, but this worry for some becomes so extreme that it reaches the stage of becoming a phobia.
So, do you reckon most of the people in this area where we live must have that phobia, mustn't they? That is the only reason I left it in there, to be honest.
I remember being part of some conversation somewhere, in the depths of somewhere. Someone stayed with someone because what else is there to do? I mean, how mad is that?
Why are you with me? There's nothing else to do.
But no one else is going to take me, so I may as well stay with this person.
Yeah.
What?
Good.
I mean, I must have this fear, is it? Just never single. 2 seconds.
Okay, so
how tragic.
Exactly.
Tragic.
Yeah. Mine plays into that a little bit. Okay, so this might be a reason why you end up being single. Because, this is going to sound kind of horrible, but you don't want to go for the uggos, okay?
Jesus. Yeah, okay.
But you have venostrophobia, which is a fear of beautiful women. So you're scared of pretty women, basically.
Pretty women.
Which, I mean, I suppose you could say most people kind of are anyway. Like, there's a hint of it in everybody, because it's like you'd be scared to talk to them maybe, or something like that. Like, you don't necessarily want to approach them. You're like, you're worried about what's going to happen out of it. No, so that's why I say there's a little bit maybe in some of them. You're a bit nervous about it, aren't you? But this one, you're literally straight up scared to go and talk to somebody who's out of your league, essentially.
See a Margot, I'd be too scared to talk to her.
You'd be scared that you're going to cream in your pants too soon.
It's either scared of that or scared that I'd just fuck up the only opportunity of probably just saying a word to her, like, what am I doing?
You'd walk up to her, and instead of saying hello, you'd say goodbye or something.
Yeah.
And that'd be it, conversation over, no more interactions ever again.
Howdy. I don't know. Fear of beautiful women.
Yeah.
I mean, I can imagine someone's being intimidated by someone.
Yeah, but yeah, it seems strange. But then again, most of these seem strange. So
I've seen that one. Yeah,
Yeah.
fear of beautiful women.
Go
Would
on
you have a fear of beautiful woman?
no, as I say, you just get you get nervous,
You'd
but
be quaking in your boots. Okay, fuck that. Right, this one's called Euphobia, fear of good news.
oh, I've got that one as well.
Fuck's sake.
Great minds think alike.
Yeah, I mean that's just like, I feel like if you get some good news, you know there's going to be some bad news to follow to balance out the good news. Like nothing's always going to stay good forever. That's what I
never
personally
know.
will have in my head. If something good happens to me, I know that something shit is going to happen down the line. There's going to be like, okay, that's where the counter
It's going to balance
balances.
itself out. Yeah. At some point, it's going to come back to haunt me. The fact that I actually had something good happen.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Do you reckon that's the fear?
I don't know.
I mean, that's like a foreboding, to be honest. Like you've always got some sort of just glass half empty mindset, I guess.
It's got, like reverse karma.
Where it's just like, why do you deserve the good news?
Yeah.
What have you done? Like something good's happened to you. It's like, nah, this is too good. You know, it's like
It's too good to be true.
It's quiet, too quiet.
Fuck off.
It's like that. It's good, too good,
Let's move on.
too good.
Now you've said that.
Okay.
I'm done.
Yeah.
Right.
Right,
This
Shrek.
this is a bit iffy, but okay. So, Francophobia, a fear of French people and their culture.
Why French people? What's
I
wrong
don't
with them?
know. You could have a fear of German people and their culture, a fear of English people and their culture, of American people and their culture. I don't
Well,
know. You could do it of anything,
yeah.
really, couldn't you? But
You could say then you could link that to fear of travel as well, like expanding. Like you know that if you go to a different place, they're gonna live differently to you.
and you might not
And
like it.
Some people like your routine and things like that, isn't
Yeah.
it? And how British people might do it. Well, to us, how British people, how your culture does it. And you go out and what you think's normal, so out of the blue there. And like you said, we were talking about it actually recently. You know, like British people love the queue, but if you go traveling, I doubt you'd probably see it.
Yeah.
You know, like an orderly fashion or something like that. And then when you think someone's just pushed in front of you, because you're so used to
Mm-hmm.
that sort of way of living, don't you?
Jokes and that.
Fear of someone's culture, though, like.
Yeah, it seems a bit odd, doesn't it? But most of this is going to seem... I've probably already said that exact sentence. Most of this is going to seem odd to us, so...
To us,
Yeah.
I think. But
Yeah.
like you said, if these are actual legit phobias, or is this just randomly made up? I don't actually know. Like, is someone generally scared of something?
Somebody's scared
Must
of
be.
everything. Like I
Amount
saw
of people
one...
in the world, isn't it? There
Yeah.
must be something.
I saw one, you're scared of rain. It's like, why the fuck
Oh yeah,
are
I've
you
got
scared of
that. I've got something linked to it though. So-
Okay, so...
Okay, this one is cacophobia.
Good.
Fear of failure. I mean, that's a better one to have.
I mean,
If you had
yeah,
to have
that
one.
makes sense though, doesn't it? Like, you're scared to fail something, so essentially you wouldn't do it, would you?
Exactly. That's what I just thought then when you were saying it. Because I was like, well, does that make you not even bother trying then? Because you're going to be scared of
Potentially,
failure.
yeah.
Or you're going to do it and you're going to just keep running with it because
Yeah.
you don't want something to fail. I mean, that's okay. It might be a bit unhealthy, but you're doing something. I'm trying to think of the positive.
I know, but
You're running yourself, like
just-
burning yourself out because you know you don't want to fail. But
yeah.
I know
Still,
someone's
waste of
saying like
fucking-
if you have a fear of success, if this podcast went to number 1 in the charts randomly. Some people have a fear of success because you know the higher up it is, the more people that they're going to watch, the more possible like hateful comments you're going to get, and the more eyes and judgment and things. So you get scared at that because you're preempting. But I don't think that would bother me.
So-
you can say whatever, say any death rate you want. I don't,
Can that take you into the shoes of people like Avicii and Mac Miller,
or it gets too much.
where it's become too much, and obviously certain events have happened?
But I think it's trying to, if you have quite personal issues going on, you don't really want to make them public to the point where it's some random buddy's just going to listen to it. You want to just
Yeah.
share it with people that you generally care about, isn't it? Certain things like that. I don't
Yeah,
know if you could
but
just broadcast that.
If you say that, if we're telling it on a podcast, you have to expect random people
Well, yeah.
to hear it. So you can't get angry when people that you didn't want to hear it because
Say
you've
it.
put it out in the
You
world.
put it out,
so
yeah. You just someone
anybody
said,
can listen.
some like controversies going on TikTok at the minute. 'Cause someone said something about some mental health, and it's gone a bit random, to be honest. Because there's people that have gone through it, isn't it? They're going to speak up about it. But the fact that you've actually put it out there in the first place, you know what I mean? Like, if you're going to say something, you've got to kind of watch out what you're going to say. Even if you say something now, in 10 years' time, it might just come back, isn't it, as well?
So, okay, who is it? There's a footballer, so it might be, I'm going to butcher this name, but Mudryk. He signed for Chelsea in this transfer window, so January 2023 transfer window. And he's been forced to apologise for a tweet that he sent like 6 months ago or something. Yeah. I mean, when you look at some of the things that people send in the past, you do kind of wonder like what made them say that in the first place. And even in the state that it was at that time, like you still think, okay, even back then it was wrong, but maybe not as wrong as it's thought to be now.
Mm-hmm. And you're going to be a potential role model to like children and stuff, I think. So if you've got to think of your audience, what are you going to say, isn't it, that's going to twist people? Because, I mean, you're going to say some stuff that's,
Unless you're like Piers Morgan, you just could not give a flying fuck what anybody thinks, and you just say what you want, and you just take the hate.
But he had a pretty cool podcast, to be fair, where he says he likes confliction. He likes, like, people argument. It sparks just debate and everything, isn't it? You love saying something. You like to counter someone because it's like, the whole point of it is just a debate, to be fair, isn't it?
Yeah, but
I mean, you can be opinionated.
It gets to a certain point where you become Piers Morgan and you don't let anybody speak. Like, you're trying to have a debate with somebody, but as soon as they open their mouth, you have to speak over them.
He did own up on one of them, though, where he did say, like, he did butt in too much or something at times, but...
Oh, he always I'm not even going to go into it now. Cause
I always think if you have an argument with someone, I wouldn't say if you had to have an argument. I reckon I'd wait. It depends how heated it gets, I guess. Actually, I'm trying to think. Like if you have to have an argument with someone, I'd wait until someone's finished their point, and then I might try and counter it. But it depends if I'm having an argument with you and then you butt me in mid sentence. Like eventually, like I don't think that I'll just start annoying. I'll just shut up. I think I'll just stay silent. It's like, you know what? You're not letting me talk. I'm just gonna vacate this conversation.
If I get interrupted, especially to a point where I'm actually trying to say something, people might actually want to hear, but they still interrupt, and especially when they interrupt and say something completely irrelevant, I just think, fuck it, I ain't telling you anything anymore. I'm just going to be silent. Do what you want. I'm just going to sit here like a melt.
It's nice to like see it if you had like a educated sort of like debate where you're kind of like you understand each other's points and you're just saying something back and forth, or I might counter something to you even though I'm agreeing with you. It's just to carry the conversation. But when it's like heated where it's like you're clearly not listening to me, you just want to say your thing,
you're getting annoyed at each other then.
And it's just like nah.
I can't even remember what that was all about, to be honest.
Some random tangent, isn't it? Why not? Right, am I saying
anyway,
one?
I think it's me now.
Oh, okay.
I've got to skip down. Kicking into. I've got to skip down the list. Right, so allodoxophobia, a fear of opinions.
Oh, there we go. Speaking of that, well, we just covered it.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, literally, like you won't let somebody give their opinion. So you won't let somebody speak, basically, because technically everything anybody ever says is an opinion on something.
And you're allowed to have your opinion at the end of the day.
This entire podcast is an opinion.
You can say it's a pile of shit. We're still going to make it because it's jokes. But
exactly. Just because you don't like it doesn't mean to say that we do.
Well, I remember that Ricky Gervais line where there's a flyer in a town for some guitar lessons. Someone rings up, I don't want fucking guitar lessons. All right then, it's not for you. I find that it's basically like that.
It is like, okay, yeah, you've got an opinion. Sometimes, you do need to keep it to yourself because it's the stupidest thing you could have ever fucking said.
Yeah, it depends.
But at the same time, just let people have their opinions. Just let them speak, and then if you don't agree with it, either tell them in a manner that's appropriate, or just shut the fuck up and just be like, okay, I'm not even going to bother with it.
Well, that one you could link fear of success to fear of opinions. The more successful you are, the more opinions you're probably going to get because it's more out there. So you can link some together, to be honest. I wonder if we can make up our own phobia then. Who's scared of just success and opinions, merge it.
Scared of existing.
Just come out the womb screaming, traumatized.
Exactly. It's like, shit.
Right. Thanatophobia, fear of death. Like we said, it's you, isn't it? I think most people might have some sort of fear of death.
Yeah, because essentially nobody... this might cause controversy, but nobody wants to die.
Yeah.
But... you know it's going to happen. So you might be scared that you know it's going to happen, but you've accepted the fate. Like, I mean, everybody that's living should realise that they're going to die at some point.
Yeah.
Just some make it happen sooner
But
than others.
like you said, yeah, it's the accepting part where you just go, you know what, I'm here. What we're gonna do? As soon as you figure out what you want to do, just have a laugh. Like
Let's live it up.
Unpopular opinion. You don't necessarily have to have a purpose. It's quite all right just to float through life, finding all these experiences until you die.
Mm-hmm.
You don't necessarily need to have a purpose. You can just enjoy and just laugh along with everything.
Brings us on to the 2023 motto. You do you.
You don't need to have some massive legacy to leave behind. You don't have to do that.
No, who gives a fuck? When you're dead, you're in the ground, or you're
Exactly.
cremated.
Well, Last of Us, you could be a
or-
mushroom. So
Exactly. So who gives a fuck at the end of the day? When you're gone, you're gone. Nothing's gonna change.
yeah, well, like
So,
we'll say we wouldn't have too much of a fear of death, really, is it?
no, whatever happens, happens.
I like the thrill seeker mindset. So you're tempting it, but I think it's the thrill of like that if something goes wrong, it could go really
if
wrong.
something
but
goes wrong, you are gone.
I find it quite thrilling that part though, like adrenaline
Shits and
junkie
giggles.
stuff, isn't
Yeah.
it? Yeah.
Right. This is gonna take me a while. Okay.
Okay.
So, hippopotamonstroses
Okay. Yeah.
quiped aliophobia, fear of long words. So makes sense for the word to be that, doesn't it? When you're scared of long words,
Is
and
it
the word is like fucking 50 letters long.
Well, is the fear like you're scared that you're pronouncing it wrong, so you're getting judged,
It could be
like some
couldn't it?
anxious sort of
Yeah.
vibe to it, or
You just look at it on paper and you're like, that is far.
I
too
don't want
long.
to tempt it because you're just going to butcher the word, so you just butchered your confidence saying it, so you're scared of saying it.
I mean,
You could
I've clearly not got it because I just pronounced that flawlessly.
But say put you in a position then. If you were to do public speaking, you got loads of people in a room, and you're just reading out a passage, and you come across a word like that, are you going to stutter, or are you just going to run with it?
I'd run with it, but I'd have
You've just absolutely slaughtered it.
I'd have the phobia in the first place of public speaking for that sense
Right.
because I don't like speaking in front of people.
Yeah,
So I'd be
silent room, like
I'd be out of my element anyway. So if it goes,
Imagine it.
it's only going to go more wrong. It's already going to go wrong in the first place. So more wrong doesn't really matter, does it?
I've pictured something. You're stood there like an altar or something with lights from passage. Everyone's dead silent. The odd cough every now and then, maybe blowing their nose. And you're saying something. You've just butchered this word. It's just silent. And you just carry on reading. And you might just go, we all knew I was just going to fail this word.
It's like, can we all just blow over that, please? Yeah, we'll just carry on with your existences. Yeah, sort of.
That'd be well funny.
Right, go on then.
Right. Fear of swallowing.
That was funnily my next one as well.
Phagophobia. Do you know what we say to that? Spit instead.
Exactly. I've literally, mine says it's all spit and no swallow. So,
Well, I think they tried to clarify that because that just is a bit sus. It's swallowing like solids and stuff, whether it's getting clogged in your throat.
So
I
you're
think,
going to choke, basically. Yeah, you're scared that you're going to choke.
like choking on an ice cube. Like
So, okay, so...
embarrassing.
Exactly. It's just going to melt, isn't it?
If you choked and died.
Example of this is on Young Sheldon
Right.
TV show. So he... Sheldon, spoilers, better say it.
Sheldon.
Sheldon chokes on a bit of sausage, I think it is, and then his dad has to
Blend his food.
Heimlich pat on the back kind of thing,
right.
and then they actually do because he won't eat his food unless it's blended afterwards because he's scared that he's going to choke. So essentially, is it a fear of swallowing or is it a fear of choking at that point?
But then swallowing could trigger the choke, isn't it? So I guess it's the fear of swallowing because you know it's going to trigger you choking. So you're going to have to experience a choke.
It
Pause.
could also be that you're scared to literally just swallow. Like you've got saliva in your mouth, you're scared to just swallow that saliva.
The whole action of like prepping
The
your
whole,
throat.
yeah, exactly.
Pause.
Yeah. Honestly, that's just fucked.
But I think it's that. But obviously, when it just says fear of swallowing, you just instantly go down. Well, spit it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Right, my last one is absolute jokes.
I've got two
Phobia.
Phobia.
Fear
of phobias.
Fear of phobias.
Yes.
What is life?
But it's the same one as fear of everything, isn't it? Like, really? What is
No,
your
because you're not
existence?
scared of everything. You're not scared of like spiders or public speaking. Or,
I think
like,
you're
fucking
scared
existing.
to
You're
have
just-
a certain thing that you're scared of.
You're scared to be scared, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, like.
I mean, in a horror film, you'd be a bit too good a character.
I mean,
wouldn't
yeah,
you?
you just end yourself at that point.
Just freeze. Be a nice
Anyway,
one.
yeah, because jokes. Go on,
Right, I've got two.
go on then.
Because I've got one that will be the main one, isn't it, that we can
Okay.
say. But we'll do this one that you just mentioned earlier. So it's ombraphobia is the fear of rain.
Right.
But it links. It falls into a category researchers term natural environment phobias, which also includes hurricanes, I don't even know how to say all these. Snow, cold, and wind. People with these phobias may be more likely to have some kind of formal weather-related education, which saddles them with a greater understanding of the potential dangers associated with severe weather. Which makes more sense. So the rain they're scared of it because it might build up to a storm and a hurricane killing you.
That's the best way you could have put
like
that.
a bit of drizzle outside, right? Prepping the bunker.
So, okay, I'll go to another TV show now.
Right.
Superstore.
Yep.
There's spoilers for Superstore. TV show. There's a hurricane when they're in the store, and it basically rips the store apart. So afterwards, they have a storm shelter there.
Yeah.
And one of the workers, that it's raining outside, and she's like keeping an eye on it, and then it gets a little bit heavier and heavier, and then she's like getting paranoid, and she's like, oh, everybody should go in the storm bunker now. Oh yeah, we should go in there. And then she keeps on like getting paranoid about like stocking it up and like trying to get people to go in there so they're out of the way, so nothing's bad's gonna happen again. Like you're scared of what the weather might
Apocalypse
do to you.
preppers sort of thing, isn't it? Like,
Yeah,
sort of
kinda.
mindset. Like Beowulf last. I'm gonna try and link everything.
Yeah.
But like, as soon as one bit of like extreme weather, you're just like, well, we're fucked then.
There's a light drizzle outside. Well, we're all gonna die.
Oh, that reminds me. Have you ever seen the film called The Mist? It's a horror film. It's actually pretty cool.
You told me about it. I might have seen it.
I mean, there's The Happening, but there's like a big
Spoilers.
fog, and there's something in the fog that will fuck you up. And it's like everyone has to hide from it and everything. But I wonder if that triggered from a phobia.
So I think that's going to bring into the next one then, because there's potentially something in the fog that you're scared of.
Because you can't see it.
Because you can't see it,
Yeah.
but it could potentially be there. So does this bring on to what I think the last phobia is?
Yes. I don't know if it's the unknown, though, what you said, but
So
it's
I
something
think
similar,
it can
though.
drag it into
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
So go on
there's
then.
So there's that thalassophobia, THALASSO phobia, which is a well talked about one because I think quite a few people have this, to be honest. But it is the fear of the ocean or deep open water. While thoughts of sea creatures lurking below the waves plays into this phobia, it's often rooted in a fear of the unknown. Writes Sean Harrington in the book Beasts of the deep sea offers us an oppressive and foreboding context to space unexplored, unknowable, and overwhelming, which is true.
Yeah, so you're not sure what's going to be in there, and you're scared that.
Yeah.
Or like the side of like drowning as well can like bring into it. So let's bring into that TikTok that you sent me. Some dude underwater, living underwater, he had to move to like another part of his thing, and it meant him going out into the open water, like however far down it was.
Well, so far down it's black, really.
So far down that you can't really see anything.
Yeah.
And then he shone his torch, and there was an eyeball next to him that was the size of a dinner plate. So you see that, and you're just thinking, fuck, I'm dead. Like, that's all you're thinking at that point, isn't it? Like, oh my God.
Yeah, 'cause you don't know what that is. It's just shining a light. It's just an eye looking at you.
Yeah, exactly.
Mental.
Like some giant-ass eye.
But it seemed like the Mr. Ballin with the squids, isn't it? It's such a cool story, though. But I don't particularly know what it is. But it's like they're always watching you from the depths.
Yeah.
But they're questioning whether they can kill you. It's a bit like crocodiles as well. Apparently, they won't necessarily eat you, but you're in their territory, so they will just attack anything that they think is taken in their thing. So they're always just sussing you out first.
Yeah.
But it's that initial, they're just watching you, isn't it? Like a shark just staring at you from the distance.
I'm watching you.
Like that video of a shark attack. It eats a bit of meat that's like obviously in the water, but you don't see it. All of a sudden, it comes from the bottom and like so quickly, and it's like,
just
oh
appears
my
from nowhere
god!
kind of
Like
thing,
if you don't have the fear, like that would probably put something
Yeah.
in your fear. I mean, I wouldn't. If you fell off a boat in the middle of the ocean, would you be shitting yourself? Because of that reason. Not because, like, you might be able to swim back to the boat. It's slowly drifting away, but you could swim back to it. But have you got that initial fear like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit?
You've got the fear of fuck.
You fell off.
I don't know what is in this water.
Yeah.
Fuck.
I might have a slight bit of it. I mean, in the middle of the ocean where there's no land, you're literally just...
You have to get back to that boat.
Yeah.
Because you've got the fear then of, what if I don't make it? So there's Mr. Ballin stories as well where divers have come back up and the boat's gone, and then they've had to write like little notes on there, like fucking. It was a note on like a little board that he had, and it was basically his last words.
Really?
Yeah.
That's mad.
So we had to write it on this little board, and then obviously the board washed up somewhere, and then people realised, or the boat went back and like found this board or something. But
yeah,
because
because the tide probably washes it up somewhere.
And yeah, it came out like, oh, this is actually what happened to this person.
What?
Yeah.
Imagine you have to preempt that, just in case something goes south. You've got this little suicide note.
You wait like, I don't know, you're floating there for like fucking 3 days or something, and then all of a sudden you're like, right, okay, I need to do it now. Like I have to just write this note. Yeah,
that's accepted.
Yeah.
It's mad.
And then you're eventually just gonna sink, aren't you? Like,
yeah.
Anyway, on a brighter note.
But yeah, like I don't know, the fear of the unknown. Yeah, like I said, that's highly talked about. But like surfing and stuff, I mean, it's fine. You go swim out your depth, isn't it? That's all right. I mean, it's like what you said in the middle of the ocean when you fall off. It might kick it. I think it'd be more if you fell in a swamp water like that. I think.
Yeah, but then it's also like,
because I know there's more danger in swamp water.
Well, yeah.
Because I know that's probably more gonna kill you.
Say you're surfing then, like you said, and a big wave crashes over you and it drags you under.
Yeah.
It's then the fear of shit. Where's the top?
Yeah.
Am I going to be able to get back up and breathe? Because I know I've had that before. Because when we've been surfing, there's big waves. You're
under for a little
you're
bit, aren't
spinning
you?
around,
Yeah.
and you're like, shit, I don't know what way's up.
And you're tumbling around all over the place.
I don't know how to get out.
Your leash on your board might be pulling your foot back
and,
under as well.
Somebody might be riding over your head with their surfboards.
Never.
Nah, never.
But I think you'd have to experience a shark attack and see whether they might put you off the ocean a little. You're surfing, all of a sudden a shark wants to have a munch.
Nom, 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 nom.
But I don't know.
Takes munchies to a whole new level.
Is it Mike Fanning? Mike Fanning? Mid competition, a shark just attacks him.
Good.
But he battles it like an absolute boss. Yeah.
Right.
There we go. That's all the fears, is it?
Yes.
So, like, you can call them weird, but they might be interesting, to be honest.
To be honest, they are quite interesting.
Initially, what triggers a phobia, though? What do you reckon? You'll have to experience something. Is it like a traumatized childhood, do you reckon? Or is it you'd have to experience, like you said, bad experience?
My initial thought jumps to bad experience. Like, that's where I just jump.
But, if you've seen it in a horror film as well and you think, geez, that could happen. Because Final Destination, do you reckon that would make people more wary of stuff?
Again,
because they've seen it.
I think that leads into bad experience.
Oh, yeah, because you've watched something happen.
Because you've seen something happen, so it's a bad experience of seeing it happen, so it's like, shit.
Yeah.
Like, it could happen now. Like, I know for a fact that it could happen because I've seen it, even though it's reenacted, I've seen it happen like that, with CGI or whatever.
Yeah, I think so.
But
have you got any major ones? I don't think I've got at the moment, I don't think I have.
Mine's
more
just
phobia,
like...
Not like... Some of the things make you feel a bit uncomfortable, but maybe not like, oh my God, I can't see that. Like, I'm freaking out.
Mine's like being in front of people, I think. But I don't really.
But that might be social anxiety, though, is it? Am I not?
Anxiety, yeah. No,
fear of people.
Yeah, but
you're not got fear of people because you talk to people. If you fear a person, like you just sit in a dark room.
Exactly.
I'm not sure.
Maybe I do.
Maybe.
No, it's just
We had hospitality jobs.
Exactly. The fear of shit jokes.
Fear of not doing mass apocalypse, mass genocide on everyone you see.
Right, on a lighter note, here is new music.
Right. Okay. So this is Nebezo, Notorious, Nothing Nowhere, Freddie Dredd, Silverstein, Thirst for Violence. I mean, that's a good workout song. You don't like it, but it is good. Mike, Best Man, Logic, High Life. I'm going to let you talk about that a sec. The DV, Double B, S, Wiz Khalifa, Your Fave, Boyfriend, Gold Soul, Shush Shush Shush, Hit That, Slipknot, Bone Church, Ray Shremmerd, Sucker or Some, Sticky Fingers, Waterfall, Ray, My 21st Century Blues, Nathan Dawes, Brucey, BS, HP, Issy, Cross, Oh Baby, Annie Marie, Sad Bitch, Ellie Goulding, Like a Saviour, Ellie Mae, Heart on My Sleeve, Deluxe Edition, Inhaler, If You're Gonna Break My Heart, Just Jack, Wasp in a Coke Can, Hoodie Allen, Happy Again, and Futuristic Tough Love.
So my first thing is going to be, did you say Annie Marie?
What did I say that?
Anne
Marie.
I'm pretty sure you said Annie Marie.
I might have auto-corrected. I did.
Yeah.
Annie Marie.
So Anne Marie.
Yeah, Anne Marie.
Okay, there's the first thing. So Logic, High Life, I know you.
I won't. I'm going to wait because you said that's on his project, isn't it?
It is.
So I'll talk about it when we review the.
Okay.
That's at the end of this month, is it?
Yes, it will be. So yeah, we'll go into that when it happens.
But you think it's okay, isn't it? I'll say
I like
part
it.
Of the project, to be
you've
fair.
got on Bobby Tarantino 3 things like Call Me, Get Up, and there's one other, but I can't think of it right now, where he is actually
Flawless as well.
He's
that's quite
singing.
Good.
Flawless, I wouldn't say is actually singing though. That's more of the rap style instead of him trying to have a good voice.
Okay.
Whereas you can say Supermarket album is
So different, isn't
also
it?
it's him trying to actually like project his singing voice more than his like rapping voice, but like kind of mixing the rapping in a bit as well. And like after listening to it a few times and reading the book as well, actually, I quite like the Supermarket album. Like it means more once you know what the book's about,
Right.
because obviously it's a soundtrack for the book. So yeah, I think it makes it a bit better. But I like Welcome to Forever. Like that's a bit more like sing-song, like slower, and that's probably my favourite.
An Incredible
of
True
work
Story
from
does sing in
him.
it, like I said to you. He does sometimes. City of Stars is a bit like it.
So City of Stars and Never Been are the two slower ones on that, and I've been listening to them quite a lot recently.
You probably get into it. It's one of those things. If you like his style of that, isn't it? I personally like his rapping more.
Yeah,
I
it's
think
faster paced stuff. Yeah.
he slaps that part of it. I think like his writing,
flow.
and yeah. I think, but his singing is alright because I know when you sing, you can break up a song and you make it the catchy part of a song. Is the hook maybe? But I know. I'll just say to him now, like his work ethic is absolutely mad. Like the way how he can just chuck stuff out, like you said, write a book and then do a soundtrack. Like I think that's mad. That's what I find inspiring about him.
Considering, especially at the moment,
is his work ethic.
He's got a kid, and
Just
he's got
doing
another one
whatever,
on the
isn't
way.
Oh yeah.
And he's focusing a lot on his family, but he's still got time to do quite a lot for his fans, and he's actually popping up quite a lot more online now.
Yeah.
So
we'll
yeah,
mention
as
it
you
when
say,
the album drops.
leaving Def Jam's put him in a good like headspace, and he's actually seems more excited to be doing it.
Yeah.
And like interacting with fans and stuff like that.
He seems very grounded at the minute, I think, isn't it? Mentally.
Yeah, because he's in a happy place in life, isn't he?
Yeah.
So
it's a fair play.
Yeah.
But like I said, we'll
Cool.
talk about it when it drops, isn't it? Because I know you're a big fan of him, so
exactly.
I'll persist with it. Hopefully, like you said, it's a mixture of possibly singing and
I'd
rap.
imagine it is because most of his albums are. Supermarket's the only one that isn't, I feel like.
But imagine
and even then, it kind of does trip into normal rap stuff. So.
He does like the cinematic style, isn't it? He does like the Tarantino and everything. So I think he tries to make it like film like as well, because he does like his films, isn't it?
Very Incredible True Story,
which is
story
good.
being a story.
That's sick. Yeah. That worked out well. So. Fact and joke.
Right,
mate.
everything about it is essentially, it's not really fact, but it kind of is in a sense, and they're all jokes. So you know.
Oh, okay.
I'm literally going to run through them. There is 7 of them, so I found them on a TikTok video. So shout out. I believe it's this person, Lord K.
Do you want me just to stay silent and you just run it? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you laugh, you laugh.
Okay.
The distance from the Earth to the Sun is the exact same distance from the Sun to the Earth. Most humans were born on their birthday. A normal skeleton has enough bones to make up an entire skeleton. If you took out all of your veins and laid them out end to end, you would die. If you gathered up all the human flesh currently existing on Earth, you would be really fucked up. If you stack exactly 216 elephants on top of each other, they wouldn't like it. 100% of people on Earth are on Earth.
What?
There was a couple more, but I didn't want to pick all of them. So,
do you know,
100%.
it reminds me, like, you know those tape tests that you did in school as like year 5 or some shite? Like, they play like a little cassette. I mean, that just shows our age, but they put it in like a little tape player and there's like questions, but they try and trick you. So it goes, if 100% of people on Earth, what percentage are on Earth?
I think
you're trying to trick me, you little bitch.
I know what you're on about. Like, I think I know what you're on about.
I hate them, mate. I'll get it wrong because then I'll overthink it. I'll be like, there's 100% of people on Earth. What is on Earth then?
So there's 0%
Really?
of people on Earth.
I said, well, there's going to be less than 100% because someone probably died by the time you said that question.
Ah,
so.
yeah, but more people have
Well,
been
actually,
born.
it's 100%.
So would there technically
101%.
exactly would there be more percentage than 100%? Because technically, there's instead of there being 10 people like there originally was, okay, 1 person died, but 2 people were born, so now there's 11. So technically, you're 110%. Mind fuck.
Exactly. So then we've just ruined that question.
Exactly.
So then you get it wrong. Because then it's like, well, we thought too much into it because it's so obvious. You've thought of another complex answer, and who's wrong these days? 2 + 2 can be 5, so fuck you.
Shout out Hi-Raz. Who's to say that 216 elephants being stacked on top of each other,
Wouldn't
who's to say they wouldn't like
Yeah,
it?
exactly. It might be a fetish thing.
Exactly.
You don't know
They
elephants the
they
way I
might
do.
I'm sorry, but on that note, we're
Do you know that teeth are the only bit of your skeleton that you clean? Right. Find us on all streaming platforms under the SoulInsights podcast. Please give us a rating and review. Socials, Twitter, SI Index, TikTok, Instagram, SoulInsights Index, and YouTube, SoulInsights.
I can't even be asked anymore. So thanks for tuning in.
Toodaloo.